Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. Excuse me. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kittiawak Beach, North Carolina. Boy, I swallowed something wrong. We're back here on the air. I'm not going to repeat the broadcast from Fox News from last night in regards to Elon Musk and President Trump. Elon Musk and President Trump went on the air together with Sean Hannity, and they did a lot of good. Okay, they did a lot of good. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on. The Democrats are all over President Trump and all over Elon Musk. And in fact, the New York courts, dipstick judge that went after President Trump before has now gone after Elon Musk. She's filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk saying that Elon Musk has violated the trust of the people. The state of New York has filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk because he was asked by President Trump to command Doge and go in and try to find money that was wrongfully spent. That has been what he has done. But that stupid idiot Attorney General in New York doesn't like it. So she has filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk saying that the public has lost trust in Elon Musk and he must resign immediately. Now, that's not going to work. That absolutely is not going to work. It's not going to happen. Now, in doing so, the Attorney General in New York has put herself in a position where she is going to go down. I believe what's going to happen is the Attorney General of the United States is going to go after her again. Yes, currently, the Attorney General of the United States has already gone after the Attorney General of New York, and the court judge Merchan in New York gone after the New York Governor Hochul and also the DMV head. Now, I believe the Attorney General Pam Bondi is going to go after her again. I believe she's going to be taken down once and for all. She's interfering with the United States government. Okay? The state of New York cannot go after a federal employee. The state of New York cannot go after a federal employee. He does not live in New York, and she has no standing to go after him. So it's going to remain to be seen what our U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi is going to do to the Attorney General of New York. It's a sad state of affairs. It's a horrible thing. It really is a horrible thing that she's doing. It's terrible. And she's got to be stopped. That lady has got to be stopped. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She must be stopped. Whatever it takes. Okay? I'm just saying. She must be stopped. She must be stopped now. Okay? I believe the government is going to take care of that. But right now, I cannot trust that Attorney General in New York. I hope she loses her bar license. I hope she's disbarred. And I hope she goes to jail. That's my own personal opinion. Let her go after me as well. I dare her. I double dare her. Now, I want to talk about a plane crash as well. Okay? I'm hoping I have this program here from KGUN in Tucson.
Start fresh and dream big with KGUN.
Okay. Hold on, I'm going to put this up on the big screen for all of you to see. Okay?
Nine new dreams, new you.
Hold on, it's a commercial right now, and I can't have that on my channel, otherwise I get dinged for a copyright violation. And I'm not going to let that happen. But there was a plane crash today just outside of Tucson, Arizona. Okay? As soon as this is cleared, I'll bring it up here for you.
This morning, we've learned 2 planes have crashed.
This is a mid-air collision outside
Dan
Tucson.
Spindler at KGUN9. Let's get straight to breaking news out of Marana this morning. We've learned 2 planes have crashed at the Marana Regional Airport. Blake Phillips is there right now, gathering the very latest. Blake, we know you've been out there for the better part of the last hour or 2. What have you learned?
Yeah, Dan, obviously, like you just said, a very developing story. We've kind of been getting bits and pieces as the morning has gone along. So right now, like you just said, what we know is a 2-plane crash. 1 person is dead. Now, Marana Police confirmed to us on scene that there was 2 occupied planes. So the specifics there on how many people were in the planes, we have not been able to confirm it. Marana Police is not telling us that right now. So let's show you some pictures that were sent in from a viewer from Pires. Just across the area here up in Marana, showing the smoke. And again, this happened around 8:30 this morning. We got on scene around 9:15. So we've seen a lot of police activity here this morning as things have gone along. The crash, from what we can see from the roadway, is on Marana Airport property. So we did get a brief press conference from Marana Police earlier telling us that the airport right now is closed.
The scene is currently being secured. But yeah, it's still being actively investigated, and we're going to be here for a while.
So right now what we're hearing is that the FAA and NTSB are on the way here to continue the investigation. Now it's important to note the Marana Regional Airport does not have a control tower, meaning it is uncontrolled airspace up here. It really falls on the pilot. So as more details become available to us, we'll be bringing you that all day long here on KGUN9. For now, up in Marana, I'm Blake Phillips, KGUN9.
Okay, that's a story out of Marana, Arizona. Marana is just outside of Tucson. Let me give you this information. Okay, I've got more pictures as well of what happened. This is at Marana Airport. Marana Airport is an airport outside of Tucson, Arizona. It's a private airport. And this airport does not have a control tower. They have been working on getting a control tower for many years. They were supposed to have a control tower by now, but because of COVID, the ability for them to get the control tower operational and built has gone on and on and on. But at least 2 people have been killed in the mid-air collision over southern Arizona this morning. 2 small planes, each carrying 2 people, collided mid-air over Marana Regional Airport around 8:25 a.m. this morning. 1 plane landed uneventfully, and the other hit the ground near a runway and caught fire. The National Transportation Safety Board said, based on preliminary information before its investigators had arrived, that this happened. They don't have any other information, and I want to say this. The NTSB investigators will not even be on the ground in Marana, Arizona until tomorrow morning. The FAA and the NTSB are going to be investigating this crash. Again, this airport did not have a air traffic control tower. Okay? This is a second fatal Arizona incident. This is the second fatal aircraft incident in Arizona this month. Okay, what aircraft were involved in this crash? The crash involved a Cessna 1725 and Lanc Air, LANCAIR aircraft, 360 Mk2. Okay, the Lanc Air 360 planes were originally marketed as kits, aircraft kits that individual people could put together and fly. But these kits are no longer in production. Marana Regional Airport is owned by the town of Marana, Arizona. It has 2 intersecting runways, but operates without an air traffic controller, as I said. The Morena Regional Airport is classified as a general aviation airport, a general aviation reliever airport, meaning it takes air traffic away from Tucson International Airport, and the general aviation, the private planes, all come out of Tucson over here. It has a good population of aircraft here. Okay, it's located about 15 nautical miles northwest of Tucson. Okay, it's about 5 miles west of Interstate 10 on Aveyah Valley Road. The airport is home to more than 260 based aircraft here. They have 90,000 takeoffs and landings per year. Excuse me. They have over 90,000 takeoffs and landings per year, and yet this airport has no control tower. The airport's main runway is 6,901 feet long. The crosswind runway is 3,892 feet long. 2 years after the United States entered into World War II, let me give you a little bit of history here. 2 years after the World War II happened, Morena Regional Airport began humbly as an Army auxiliary airfield. Morena Auxiliary Army Airfield. One of the satellite airfields or landing mats serving in the nearby Morena Air Base, now known as Pinal Airport. P-I-N-A-L Airport. During World War II, the United States Army Air Force trained in the North American T-6 Texan aircraft. AT-6 Texan aircraft. Later in military history, during the Korean War, the Air Force pilots in Morena were trained in the North American T-28 Trojan aircraft. T-28 Trojan aircraft. But the interesting thing is, with this, okay? Now the Air Force has T-38 trainers. They've gone from T-28s in and after the Korean War to T-38s now. A multi-million-dollar project was underway to build a tower, but delays because of COVID back in 2021 pushed back construction. Tens of thousands of flights depart each year from this general aviation airport. It's located about 30 minutes northwest of Tucson on Aveyah Valley Road. And yet now, another flight collision between two private planes today. Okay? Now, what is going on? What's going to happen? What's going to happen now? The NTSB and the FAA are coming in tomorrow. This airport is closed to any traffic at all until the FAA and the NTSB come in and do their investigation. The investigation could take hours to several days. It remains to be seen what happens until they are on the ground here at Morena Airport. Okay? With this situation here at an uncontrolled airport, meaning no air traffic control tower, pilots in the airport's vicinity have to maintain radio contact with other aircraft in the area. Pilots flying in this area in an uncontrolled field are required to follow FAA regulations. Okay? Visual flight rules here are imperative. Visual flight rules are imperative. They have to be seen other aircraft in order to be here. Pilots, again, are required to follow and comply with FAA regulations here, including minimum visibilities, minimum safety altitudes, and right-of-way rules. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are probing this incident now. As I said, the NTSB is going to lead this investigation, and an investigator will be on the ground tomorrow morning. Now let's talk about the other aircraft crashes. Okay? This is unheard of to have this many aircraft crashes in such a short time period. It started with a commercial jetliner and an Army helicopter that collided near Reagan International Airport in Washington, D.C. This was followed just a couple of days later by a medevac jet crash in the Philadelphia neighborhood in Pennsylvania, killing all 6 people on board and a man who was in his car on the ground when the plane struck. The aircraft had been transporting an 11-year-old girl and her mother after the child had received treatment at a city hospital there in Philadelphia. Then, last week, a Navy fighter aircraft went down in San Diego Harbor, was rescued by Islandia Sport Fishing, who had a boat in the area. A small commuter plane went down in western Alaska. On February 10th, the pilot of a private jet owned by Motley Crue singer Vince Neil was killed at Scottsdale Airport runway collision in Arizona. Then yesterday morning, a Delta Airlines jet CRJ 900 aircraft attempting to land at Toronto International Airport in Canada landed hard on its right landing gear. I showed you this video yesterday. Landed hard on its right landing gear because of crosswinds and a very bad snowstorm, causing the gear on the right-hand side of the aircraft to fail, which flipped the plane over on its right side, shearing off the right wing, bursting into flame in a snowstorm, and ended up cruising down the runway on its back. Nobody was killed or injured. Well, I should say injured. There were 11 people injured. 80 people on the plane were evacuated safely without any further injuries. All 80 passengers and crew escaped without any other people being injured, except for the 11 people that were injured. Now, I'm going to try to bring in our guests that we're supposed to have here on our program. I'm hoping they will call in right now. Okay, I want to talk about Canadian politics. Okay, I have a special guest we've had here before. I just got a thumbs up from them, and here they are. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Just a second, folks. We're going to get this in here. We're going to get this home here. Oh, come on. Jeez. It's taking forever now. Just a second, guys. This is so weird. This is the weirdest thing going on here. I can't believe this. This is so stupid. Okay, hold on. We're going to get this done. I can't believe this. Donna saying all calls are blocked from Canada. I'm gonna challenge that. Try to bring them up here anyway. Oh, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Don says they're blocked. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here. Hold on a second, guys. Messenger's playing games with me again. This happens far too often. This happens way far too often. You can't trust Zuckerberg for squat. Zuckerberg is trying to make time with President Trump, claiming that he's gone conservative now, and he's not. Zuckerberg is a Democrat. He's part of the deep state, and Zuckerberg can't be trusted. Okay? Yes, right now I was relying on being able to use this. I'm still going to try here in just a second. I just can't believe this is happening. I was all set for this, and then all of a sudden, this happens here. Okay, so guys, please bear with me for another second. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on this, trying to get it up here. It's not even letting me log in the Messenger here. Yeah, it's not letting me do this. Let me try doing this. Okay, I think I've got you here.
Barry's feeling a little under the weather today.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry about that.
There he is.
Hey, Barry.
Hey. Just hey. Hey. What's going on?
We're on the air here on Emergency Management Associates.
Okay. What's wrong?
Yes, you're with me. Guys here on the air watching us on our video today, on the left-hand side is Barry Prince from Vancouver, Canada. Terrence, Vancouver.
Harris, BC.
Oh, okay, Harris, BC.
Harris,
Terrace, BC.
Harris, BC.
Terrace, BC. And then,
100 miles away from Vancouver.
yeah, and then over in the other side, the east side of Canada, we have Dave Delisle. Dave, introduce yourself, okay?
Hey guys, how you doing? I live in the north where there's lots of snow. Northeastern Ontario.
Oh
Lots
boy,
of snow. Yeah.
lots and lots of
Same
snow.
thing.
Yeah. Hey guys, I've been doing a lot of research on what's going on politically in Canada, and what I'm finding out is that the Liberals, the drug lords from Mexico, are giving money to the Liberals in Canada, and they're doing that both not just in Canada but the U.S. as well. And quite honestly, the political situation with the drug lords is looking pretty bad. It's low and disgusting. Okay?
Yeah.
Then you guys mentioned to me a couple weeks ago or a week ago when we last talked that the NDP selected a terrorist for their leader. Is that true?
Yeah, he's wanted.
He's wanted in India. He cannot set foot in India, he'll be arrested. His ties to the Khalistani terrorist organization are undeniable. He's got connections to the Air India bombing. His relatives, he's got a first cousin that lives in Vancouver Island that was directly involved with the Air India bombing. So we've got an actual terrorist running our NDP in Canada. It's beyond a joke. The guy is a piece of, I can't say that. He's a piece of horse dung. He's a piece of horse dung. Yeah.
Or as Elon said, a piece of sheets.
Yes. Well, we got that, and then our prime minister, who apparently, when his plane was seized in India, it was full of cocaine.
Are you serious? Trudeau's plane was full of cocaine?
Yeah.
Son of a buck.
So, yeah, the biggest drug dealer in Canada apparently is the prime minister. But it does explain things. It explains the tweaking of his ex-second in command, Chrystia Freeland, because she tweaks. And, I mean, that's a telltale sign. And
Wow.
Trudeau, I mean, he's just off the wall.
Wow. And so, let me try to get something clear in my mind here. Does the NDP hate Trump, or does a lot of politicians in Canada hate Trump?
A lot of the politicians.
The NDP hate Trump. The NDP is a leftist-leaning organization. They're commies. They're communists to the core. Jagmeet Singh is the worst piece of crap that ever walked the face of the earth in Canada. But you know they're only going to get. Boy, I read reports. They'd be lucky to hit 15 seats in the next federal election. So he's a non-voice speaking very loudly.
Wow.
Unfortunately, CNN and the mainstream media in the United States supports him because he's against Donald Trump.
Right.
Anything against Donald Trump, the mainstream media in the United States is all on board.
Wow.
So we've got a real shit show in our hands here, man, right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trump's got to take us over.
Wow.
It's just
I wish he
insane.
would. I wish he would. If we had a national referendum, whether or not we want to join the United States as a 51st state, I'd sign up right away, right?
Yeah, I'd sign too. Now.
I'm on that bandwagon right away. And you know what? There's a lot of Canadians that are thinking the same way because they're sick. They're sick of Justin Trudeau. We can't get rid of the guy.
That's why there's
Now
no
you got
going
Mark
back.
Carney. Well, we got Mark Carney taking over. Oh boy, you think things are bad now. If Mark Carney gets the position of Prime Minister of Canada, even for a short period of time, he is going to destroy this country overnight.
He will.
Overnight.
What?
So, I'm trying to get my passport right now, Rod. I'm thinking seriously. I'm vacating.
Come on down. Come on down.
I've got a place to live in Florida, and I might just take Annie up on it.
Wow.
She's been to come down. I'm just waiting for my passport. I've done all the paperwork necessary to get my passport. I had to wait for my birth certificate, but I didn't have one. I had to wait for a copy to come from Ontario. I got that. I submitted all the papers. I got a signer, a guarantor. I've got everything done now. So I should be able to get my passport within a month or 6 weeks.
Yeah, Annie's a
Wow.
sweetheart.
Yeah,
Yeah, Danny,
I talked to her once on the phone a couple years ago. Yeah, she seems to be a great lady.
She is.
Wow.
Yeah, Baron, I've known her for quite a while. She's another one that actually wanted me to do shows for her, but I can't promise that I'll be around for the shows. I can't
Right.
take a particular time slot.
Yeah.
I don't have too many medical appointments. Now, if it was in the doctor's office, I could probably do it consistently.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, correct me if I'm not wrong, or if I'm wrong.
Yes.
I've heard a lot. I can't say that. I've seen a lot of podcasts recently coming out of Canada, and what I'm seeing is not good. All these podcasters are with the NDP, or they are a voter from the Liberal side. And it appears to me, correct me if I'm wrong, it appears to me that the NDP party and their followers, their very liberal followers, are disgusting.
Yeah, they are. They really are. They're the Democrats, basically, over there.
Wow.
Only over here, they promote it more.
Wow.
obviously, they've propped up the Liberal Party for the last 40 years. If it wasn't for the NDP supporting the Liberals would have been voted out in a non-confidence vote a long time ago.
Yeah.
Jackman Singh is supporting him. He came out 3-4 months ago and said that he ripped up the deal. He's withdrawn from the agreement with the Liberals. He's no longer in affiliation with the Liberal Party. But that was all bullshit because the first major issue that came up in Parliament for him to vote on, he voted with the Liberals again. So he's all talk. And he is a terrible, terrible man. Terrible.
And
How did he ever control? How did he get control of the NDP party, Dave? I'd really like to know how he got control of the NDP.
corruption.
Wow.
It's no different than any of the rest of the left. They silence the right, or anybody that is right, they silence. They call us conspiracy theorists and worst. And the reality is that they've actually thought about it. Who's a conspiracy theorist? Everything we said is true. That's not a conspiracy theory.
But what have I heard about fake conservatives? Talk to me about that. You guys have a bunch of fake conservatives in Canada?
Yeah, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're either being bribed or threatened by the Liberals. Because that's another way the thing that they use. Well, just like in the States.
Wow.
And they control the courts over here. They control the Senate. The Liberals control the Senate. So it doesn't matter what a conservative puts through. Even if Paul Yed was to get in, they could ratify it in the Parliament, but once it gets to the Senate, it's just not going to go anywhere.
Wow.
I had two RCMP officers at my house last night looking for my daughter. She's been wanting. They want to talk to her for some reason. I don't know what's going on there, but Maya is a mess. But anyways, we got talking about the judicial system in Canada, and these two RCMP were fully agreeing and fully on board with what I was saying about our judicial system, that the RCMP are corrupt, that the upper echelons of the RCMP are corrupt. Well, there was just an article released today on SNC leveling and the RCMP cover-up of that affair. That SNC leveling, I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, Ron, but it was an issue that should have put Trudeau in jail.
Absolutely.
He broke criminal laws in Canada. He outright broke criminal laws. And he gets a slap on the wrist. The RCMP don't do fuck all. Excuse me, the RCMP do nothing about him.
And that was 2019. And that's one of very many things that he's done.
We can talk about criminal actions that we can talk about all kinds of things that are criminal.
Yeah.
That he's been involved in. The guy is the worst prime minister we've ever had. He's absolutely destroying our country. Our gross product per ratio is a joke.
Yep, he's selling it out to China.
He's selling it out to China.
Wow.
And well, I tell you,
China controls all the ports on the West Coast. All the ports. And a lot of the actual territory in the West. They're buying up farmland and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just being allowed to continue. Eventually they're going to own the whole country. But then again, it doesn't matter because who we have in charge now, there's nothing the Canadians can do. What we need to be is saved by the states. Because our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, it doesn't mean anything. Our Constitution doesn't mean anything. That can be all thrown out the window. And from what I heard, Carney wants to come in. If he does become the leader of the of the Liberals, he's going to, first thing, put the Emergency Act in place and shut everybody down and lock us up again. And he's going to push through all these bills that he wants to push through, which is the thought police laws and all the stuff. We're going to be in a world of trouble. Mark Carney ran the Bank of England into the ground. His signature is on our $20 bills. And now he wants to come over here and destroy what's left of Canada. We can't allow that.
Wow.
Stop it, Dave. The problem is, how do we stop it? Well, we have no way of stopping what the government is doing.
You're absolutely right.
We have no legal recourse. We do not have recall legislation. We should have recall legislation in Canada. So if the government goes rogue, we have the option to recall them. But we don't have that.
No.
They get a majority power, and they can basically do anything they want to the country for 4 years.
Yep.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. I mean, with respect to the U.S., the only one that's making any kind of sense really is Danielle Smith, and now Scott Moe. So Danielle Smith from Alberta and Scott Moe from Saskatchewan. Yeah. The West has always been hated by the East. Quebec controls everything. Quebec is actually its own country. They never signed on to the Confederation, yet they control the country.
Wow.
They get them, and every time there's any talk of Quebec giving something up or anybody else getting something, Quebec automatically starts in this thing where they're going to have a referendum to separate. I say goodbye, good riddance. Bye.
Yeah.
Friends, go away.
Wow.
We are in a bad way here. Well, yeah, anybody who wants to listen to some good information, listen to Frank Vaughn on YouTube. Frank Vaughn is hitting the nail on the head with this stuff. He's one of the guys that was with me, started the PPC in 2019, and he left the party for the same reason I did. Our platform is great. The problem is that the leader, Max, is about Max. He's no different than Trudeau or anybody else for that. All these politicians are all out for themselves and what they can do. And Frank says it like it is. And he's doing a lot of research to back things up, and he's pro joining the U.S. It makes sense, because there's no other way out of the mess we're in.
Great, Dave. And I wish we had a national referendum on whether or not Canada wanted to join the United States as a 51st state. And I think it'd surprise you how many Canadians would actually jump on board.
Yeah, the problem,
we're all sick of them. We're all
the problem is that our government would rig it so that it goes in their favor, like they have the elections.
Wow.
And China's been involved in our elections.
Yep, absolutely. We're a mess up here, Ron. We really are. And you know, you've got Trump in there now, and he is doing amazing things. He really is. I've listened to him talk every day. I listen to him talk, and what he's doing with his executive orders, what he's doing to crime, what he's doing to every aspect of what's wrong in the United States. He's challenging it to correct it. And of course, he's gonna make a lot of enemies on the left. I mean, they're gonna want to kill him so bad.
Well, they do now.
They want to kill him really bad. But
well, Letitia's now going after Elon Musk.
Right. Go figure.
She's something special. She's got to go. Pam Bondi's got to throw her in jail because what she's doing is illegal.
Yeah, that's what I talked about earlier when I first started this program. Is Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, has now filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk, and he apparently, if the New York prosecutor's office finds Elon Musk anywhere, they will arrest him, haul his butt to New York, and then try to prosecute him and keep him from doing his job. What's that?
Yep. The same way they did Trump.
Yeah. The exact same way.
good luck with that, because Elon Musk's got the most powerful lawyers in the United States in his pocket, and if they try to go after him, he's going to laugh them out of court. He will laugh them out of court because they got nothing to stand on.
Well, the beauty of this whole thing is that the more Letitia and Elvin Bragg or any of them open their big mouths, the more they're sticking their foot in it, and Pam Bondi's going to go after them.
Yeah.
And if we can manage to get Kash Patel, the left, they've already been selling their houses and moving to other countries.
Yeah.
Because they know there's so much corruption that they're involved in. I'm kind of surprised that Adam Schiff and Pelosi and all them haven't left.
Yeah.
And Schumer.
Mitchell, McConnell.
I'm very surprised.
They're all crooked.
They're all crooked. Every one of them. You know, they want to run a country into the ground, and they want to, if they can get their hands on Musk and keep him in New York, where he won't be able to get access to what he's supposed to do for President Trump, Pam Bondi's got to stop it.
Yep.
Pam Bondi.
Because it's all about the one world government.
Yeah.
And Trump's pushing back, and they don't like it.
No. Not at all.
Europe, the European Union, they're all corrupt now too. It's unbelievable. Look what's going on in the UK. I mean, it's crazy. The UK has just gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
Yes. France, Germany, they're all off the deep end.
Yeah, Germany's basically got the thought police running around now. if you put something on the internet that they don't agree with, they'll arrest you.
Yeah.
Because it, hurt somebody's feelings.
Oh, poor
I'm tired
babies.
of people telling me about their feelings.
Yeah. God.
You want to hear somebody's feelings? Get married. You'll hear all kinds of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Sicker than a dog here, Dave Ross. I'm sicker than a dog.
I'm so sorry, Barry.
I don't know how much longer. I don't know how much longer I can continue talking. My nose is running. It's running at such a speed that I'm literally going through a roll of toilet paper every hour. A
Wow.
roll of toilet paper an hour. So I'm coughing and my head's stuffed up and I'm not very good here today, Ron. So
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna step out of this show, but get me in next week and I'll try and be a little bit better. But I am feeling really shit.
Yeah, I won't be in town next week. I gotta leave Monday, go back down south.
I'll be glad to get on with you next week when I'm feeling a little better, Ron. But I am really feeling shitty.
Okay, Dave, Barry, let's try this. Yeah, Barry, let's try this again next week. Dave, I know you'll be over probably in Ontario. Or
Yeah, well, down south, yeah.
yeah,
And down in Windsor.
down in Windsor. Okay,
I hate to step out on you, Ron, but I'm feeling really shitty.
no problem.
Really shitty.
No problem, brother. You have a
I'll join you. I'll join you next week.
okay. Sounds good, Barry. God bless you.
Don't forget.
Yeah,
All right, take it easy, Barry.
take it easy, Barry. Anyway, Dave, what hope? Dave, what hope do we have to turn things around in Canada? It seems like the ruling NDP party has their hands in everything, and they have complete control.
The liberals in the NDP. It's all about corruption. It really is. And I mean, you think the money's going missing over there? We need somebody like Elon to go through ours, and I would bet that half the politicians at least would be in jail forever, and the other half would probably be in there at least a short term.
Wow.
The corruption runs deep. Even though Polyev, is conservative, his wife works for or is involved with the WEF, and he will never get. He's even said that he won't get out of the WHO, he won't leave the WHO, and he won't leave the WEF. So that kind of puts us in a position where what we have now is total corruption and partial corruption.
Yeah.
So it's the lesser of the evils we'd be voting for.
Gosh. Unreal. Unreal.
Yeah. And over here, politicians can tell you whatever they want, but they don't have to follow the rules that they make. They can change the rules on you. Well, we said we'd do this, and there's nothing we can do till the next election, and then we vote for whoever's the least of the evil at that point. And so far, it's been bouncing back from the conservatives to the liberals, back and forth. And the NDP really don't have a prayer. Even though Jagmeet Singh, says that he's a hero, I mean, he should have a cape, that guy.
Wow.
But he's a crook too. And the reality is that we're stuck. And if Trump will take over Canada, and I think he can annex it. Because if you think about it realistically, Canada doesn't have a constitution. The constitution we have can be thrown out at any time. This country belongs to the sovereign people.
Wow. It does. That's the way I looked at Canada for years now. I thought Canada belonged to the sovereign people, not to one party or the other. But it seems the NDP has been forcing their will on everybody. Anyone.
The Liberals and the NDP. At one time, the NDP were actually decent. They were kind of middle of the road, leaning a little bit, I guess, towards the communism thing, but not a lot. So light socialism, we'll say, when Jack Layton was around. And if he would have lived he would have been the next prime minister at that point. But unfortunately, he passed away. And the NDP's gone downhill from there. We are in a pickle here. And the reality is that something has to give. And I hope Trump was dead serious when he said that he would take over Canada. I know the West will go in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people, there are a lot of Canadians that want it.
Do you think we would get the people from Vancouver to vote for it and make it happen? And not just Vancouver, but Alberta and Saskatchewan and Manitoba?
I think so, yeah. Honestly, because they're tired of the way that Ottawa's been treating them. What Ottawa's been treating them like is as if they're a money bag or a bank. They're taking all the money of the transfer payments, all go down to Quebec. I mean, there's a little bit here and a little bit there for everybody else, but Quebec gets the majority of it, and that's from the oil and everything from out west.
Wow.
And they're tired of it.
Wow.
And I can't say that I blame them. I mean, where I'm at in the north here, it's mines. There's mines all over the place.
Yeah.
And China's been buying up our mines. And forestry and a lot of other things. The First Nations, most of the people that oppose this stuff are the chiefs that are getting bought out by the government. The government sends them money. They don't give it to their people. They don't share it with their people. They keep it so that their people can live poorly. And that's something, having First Nation ancestry, I have issues with that. On the reservations, they can't own their homes. There's no ownership of property or anything. That belongs to the reserve. The reserve is the bands.
Wow.
And I oppose that. The First Nations people have been treated like crap since they started signing these things over money.
Wow.
And the corrupt chiefs are the ones getting the money.
And how long has this been going on where nobody's owned the property?
On the reservations?
Yeah.
Since the beginning of Canada, since the British came to Canada.
Wow.
And they signed these deals after the French-British War.
Wow. So the entire...
It's unbelievable. And what's even worse is anybody with First Nations ancestry, the First Nations don't treat you right.
Right.
It's racism against them, against us. And if you're white, you're bad here. They want the DEI stuff, and they're pushing that, and they're pushing the transgender stuff, and all these things that I opposed. But I'm just one person.
Right. Unreal. So this communist government system of am I saying it right? It's like a system of marketing boards where they have control of selling you the fish, your eggs, your cheese, your milk, and it's got to be sold to the government system that controls how much money and product that you can get.
Yeah, it's say a dairy cartel or whatever. It's cartels, that's what it is. But they're trying to save the Canadian farmer by doing this. But I think they're doing it the wrong way. What do I know? Again, I'm one person. I tried to get involved with the federal politics. The majority of the people are so programmed that they don't see the forest for the trees.
Wow.
And no matter how loud you scream, they don't get it. They just keep buying into the garbage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's unbelievable.
So is there any hope to get out of this It appears to be a great big huge merry-go-round. Is there any way to get out of it?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, we have a thing here called the Mythos Canada. Doug Forrest, he's a good guy. He runs it, and he's talking about the people can actually throw the government out, and then all the debt belongs to them. The problem is that we can't get enough people to buy into that, which I actually believe it's the truth because of the way the government has been. And the crown, or the king, doesn't say anything about it. And the king being in England, we have a Westminster style of government. And my understanding was that the Queen basically said, hey, you know what? Canada, you do your own thing. They should have had something where we could all vote, the people could vote on a referendum, but they didn't. The government kept that information. Canada's run like a ship at sea.
Right.
And like I said, I don't see any real way out of it. And that's why Trudeau's bringing all these people in from all these immigrants. The problem is he's bringing terrorists and human traffickers and drug dealers.
Yeah.
But he's a kingpin, so what's he care? It's scary.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to wrap your head around. You start going down these rabbit holes for this stuff, and it can drive you crazy. Because you go down one, it leads to 5 more. You go down another one, there's 5 more. And so you still have 4 other ones you haven't gone down, and you get more and more and more. It's like your ancestral line. Okay, you're 1, then you're 2, then you're 4, then you're 8, so on and so forth.
Wow.
And it's crazy. But like I said, I don't see any way out of this.
How do people survive?
Honestly, the people like me, we do our own thing. Like, I oppose the masks. I wouldn't wear one.
Yeah, I won't either.
I oppose the jab. I didn't get it. I don't care what people thought of me. It's irrelevant. The only thing that's important is what I think of me.
I agree. I got thrown out of Walmart in Salt Lake City. I got thrown out of a Walmart in Salt Lake City because I refused to wear a mask, and my doctor gave me a certificate that said I didn't and couldn't wear a mask. But that wasn't good enough for Walmart. They threw me out of Walmart for not wearing a mask.
Yep. I went to court and had to get something from the Crown that said that they didn't have to wear a mask. And I told them, I said, I wear a mask, I'll be on the floor.
Yeah.
God. I even went into a hospital. I went into the hospital, and they said, you have to wear a mask. I said, if I wear a mask, I'll be on the floor. He said, you want me to wear a mask? Give me oxygen. Well, what if we put you in a wheelchair and walk you around? I said, no, I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it's unreal. We have so many people from Canada, and that's the reason I wanted to talk about this tonight. We have so many people from Canada that watch this program that I figured this is a good enough time to do it. With the United States trying to bark up the tree and purchase Canada and bring them under U.S. control, which would be better for everybody, in my opinion. I want to find out what the Canadians felt like and what is exactly going on. And like I said, during the past week, I spent a great deal of time watching Canadian programming, not just CNTV, but also watching podcasts. So I spent a great deal of time putting information together. That's why I've asked the questions I have tonight. But I want to know what's going on.
I wouldn't watch the news over here. Let me tell you that any of the mainstream media here, they're all corrupt. Rebel News is good. They're one of the good ones. But then again, Ezra Levant has had all kinds of issues. And his reporters have had all kinds of issues reporting on things. And, you know, the protests. You see, what really annoys me at this point in time is the fact that when the convoy went to Ottawa,
Yeah.
all the patriots, you know, they weren't causing any grief. They were actually making the city better. Well, the narrative was that they were evil people. They were destruction, and the people that were destroying anything were Antifa. And what did they do to the convoy? They crushed us. They crushed the patriots. Now, all of a sudden, the Canadian government, all the Canadian governments are saying, we must stand up and be patriotic. I say, why? Where were you when I needed you?
Yeah.
Where were you when patriots were supposed to win this thing? We didn't do anything wrong. We got crushed. So guess where you can stand?
Well, what really gripes me, Dave, is those wonderful truckers that went to Ottawa to protest the government, and yet Trudeau somehow got to find out who they were, because the police there, Canadian Royal Mounted Police, got hold of these truckers' IDs, and then Trudeau started closing down their bank accounts.
And their businesses.
And their
And their
businesses.
private bank accounts. So they couldn't eat or pay their bills. And it's gone further than that. I mean, a lot of them went to jail. And it's all leftists. The Ottawa police are leftists.
Are those people still in jail today?
Well, I think one is. Matt King is. But Matt King was in for a while, and then he got out and he got extra time or something. But,
Oh, wow. Because, yes, I heard he got out, and then they drug his butt back to jail, kicking and screaming.
yeah. And it's terrible that they did all this. I mean, there's still people fighting in court, even though the JCCF, which is a justice thing, private justice thing, I guess, or public, whatever, they took the Trudeau government to court and won.
God.
That the Emergency Act was put out wrongly. That
Wow.
Trudeau did not have the right to do it. But that doesn't do anything for the people that are being harmed. Because there's still issues with people not getting their bank accounts. There's still issues with, and all the damage that the police did to the vehicles and that, nobody's paying for that.
No. I heard the trucks were damaged, getting the tow trucks to haul them off. They were damaged there, and then once they got to the tow yard, wherever they put them, the tow yard let other people damage those trucks. So now,
Well,
some of them are not even drivable.
And you had impound fees.
Yeah.
So how do you recover from any of this? I mean, really, how do you recover from it?
I don't
And
know.
now they want us to be patriotic? Sure, I'll be patriotic. Well, I want to be American. Because at least their patriots get some respect.
Yeah.
I love my country, believe me, the way that my country was meant to be. Free,
Yeah.
but it's not anymore. I mean, much like a lot of people have said, like, say, for example, Tulsi, you know, I didn't leave the Democrat Party, they left me. That's how I feel about my country. And that's so unfortunate. My family's been here since the early 1600s. And I've inbred with the First Nations, and I mean, there's, like I said, I got a ton of First Nations ancestry. But nobody wants to acknowledge it.
Right.
First Nations doesn't want it because, oh my God, they might have to pay me something. I'm not interested in the money. I'm interested in my heritage.
Right.
That's what I'm interested in. And I want it to be accepted. And if they don't accept me, then you know what? Where they can go. It's pretty simple.
Wow.
They just fall in line with the liberals.
That's incredible.
Back it up. Yeah. But that's how I feel.
Wow.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it's incredible, right?
Yeah, it really is.
I could write a book. My luck, it'd end up being a comic book.
Gosh. You have so much information, it's not funny. As much as I talk to you now, well, you and I have been talking for many years now, so this is no surprise. This is absolutely no surprise to me. But you could write a book about everything you've had to endure.
Yeah, but I don't know how well it'd sell in America.
I don't know.
Sell here. Nobody wants to hear that here because that goes against their narrative.
Yeah. Yeah. It goes against what they want to believe, which is crap.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they're trying to sell everybody a load of it. And you know what? I'm not buying into it.
It's just like Obama here, when he had power, he said he was going to transform America. He immediately started tearing the country down, taking our statues down. All the statues from great men in the history of the United States have either been damaged and taken down, or taken down and then damaged, where they can't be put back up.
But if you look at who did it, who did that? It was Antifa and Black Lives Matter.
Correct.
Okay, so it wasn't the American patriots.
No.
And nobody stood up. Nobody stood up to stop it.
Well, some people did, and they were arrested.
Yeah, well, where's that even remotely
I don't
the
know.
way things should be?
I don't know.
There should have been a lot more people standing up,
I agree.
just like in Canada. But because of what happened to the convoy, the patriots are afraid to speak out, most of them.
Yeah.
The proud few like me, who knows that they'll be coming for me at some point, and I don't care anymore.
I don't either. I don't either. I was told the other day by somebody, I can't tell anybody who they were, but I was told the other day that I'm next. If I can't keep my big mouth shut, I'll be next. They'll come after me. And I said, come on, bring it on.
Yeah.
Tell your judges, your stupid law enforcement officers, if the law enforcement officers will, because most of the LEOs, law enforcement officers here, where I live, are staying right beside me.
Yeah.
Most of them know me.
A lot of the cops over here feel the same way, though. That's the thing. Their hands are tied. They arrest clowns that are doing stuff, and what happens? The next day they're out because of these liberal judges.
Yeah.
Unless you're a white guy. If you're a white guy, you get more time, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
The cops feel that way. They're not safe. The
No.
cops aren't safe. When they're on the highways and whatever, alone at night, or even during the day, they're not safe.
what's happening to the cops in Canada? Are they getting shot at or dragged out of their police cars and beat up, or what's going on with them?
But I think some of them are, but the problem is that information won't get out.
Wow.
The mainstream media, that information will not get out. I mean, it's covered up. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Wow.
And if you look at it, I mean, the top police force, and I used to have respect for them with the RCMP. The corruption is at the top. And the guys that want to do something can't because their hands are tied again, because they're given orders. Do not do this, or you will face the consequences.
Yeah.
They got to feed their families. What are they going to do? I don't blame them.
No. I don't blame them at all. I don't blame them because I've been through it. I've been through it. Back in the 90s, things got worse. I started my law enforcement career back in the mid-80s. But in the 90s, things got so bad that I had to leave San Diego, or I would have been dead. They were hunting cops down. The gangs in San Diego, there are 1,400 plus named gangs in San Diego. stretching from the border area with MS-13 and all the others, the Mexican gangs and everybody else, lining up to kill cops. They were out hunting down cops on traffic stops. If they saw a cop outside his car talking to someone or issuing a ticket to someone, they'd try to hit him with their cars. If they couldn't hit them with their cars, they'd get out of their cars and go and take pictures of them or videotape them. And at the time I was in San Diego, and things had changed in California. But at that time, we could seize the cameras, we could take the cameras away from them, we could take the film out of the cameras or the videotape out of the cameras and hand the cameras back to them with nothing in it. Or confiscate the entire camera and log it into evidence where they could not get it back. If we did that, we could arrest them because they were interfering with a law enforcement officer. Now that's not the case. You can't touch their cameras, you can't touch their film, their videotape, or anything. I went to the funeral of 2 sheriff's deputies in San Diego County who were shot down out of a helicopter. They were in a helicopter hovering over a park where a drug deal was going down. The drug deal people raised their guns up and shot at the helicopter, crashed the helicopter. About 2 or 3 weeks later, after the funerals, they finally learned that there were slugs inside the engine, and that's why the helicopter went down. They fired at the helicopter crashed and burned. The officers were buried. They went to the funerals, and 2 weeks later, they found slugs in the engine. They fired on the helicopter. I had one other officer from San Diego PD that was on a traffic stop on the side of a highway, Interstate 5, in San Diego City area. Yes, it was San Diego City area. He was on a traffic stop, and gang members saw him, and they waited until he got between his police car and the suspect vehicle in front that he was given a ticket to, and they rammed the back of his police car and killed him.
Yeah, I believe that. See, and it's unfortunate. Although over there, you have a Second Amendment. Here, we don't have anything of the such. I mean, here, our law is set up so that if a criminal breaks into your house and you harm him in any way, he'll get your house. If they want to come in and steal your car, they're saying, leave your car keys by the door. Yeah, I don't think so.
No way.
And that's what I mean. We are so screwed over here.
Yeah.
We have no rights. Our rights are realistically an illusion. We have the illusion we have freedom. We have the illusion we have rights of any kind. Free speech or anything. It's just an illusion.
Yeah. I've said this before on this program, that we have had, and I've seen it lately in the last year especially, I've seen people that work for the federal government file false reports, file false information. Unreal. They file false information to get away with it. If I was to have done that when I was a police officer, I'd be in jail today.
Yeah.
They throw you in jail and throw away the key. Incredible.
It's funny because over here, the pedos and the human traffickers and that, they really don't get any. There's no real consequence.
Yeah.
And hence, that's why we have the drag queen story hour and so on and so forth. They can call them whatever they want. You can paint things whatever color you want. It doesn't change what they are.
Wow. Incredible.
And again, I openly oppose this stuff. I do. I mean, I have a son that's a tranny. He transited to a woman. I don't agree with him, but he's an adult.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. He's an adult. He's not a little kid, because I'd fight that tooth and nail.
Right. It's unreal.
I know. I mean, he's even had the surgery and that, and you know what? I don't agree with it, but he's an adult and he can make his own decisions. It's his life. He's not a child that's confused.
Right.
That's going to, possibly do suicide or whatever. And as much as I don't like it, it's his right. It's his choice.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It doesn't stop, Dave. None of this stuff is going to stop. Now, President Trump is on the right track to stop a lot of this. He's issued executive orders, and every executive order so far has been lawful. Nobody's even tried to say that's against the law. I can't do that.
They said it. Who was there? Was it Cash or somebody? It was during a hearing. One of them, I think it might have been either Schiff or anyway, one of the Democrats said that what he was doing should have been brought before the Senate or the House so that we can approve it or whatever. But it's happening.
Yeah.
It's the ones that are making the most noise are the ones that have the most to fear.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They have the most to fear, and if they are found out, they everything.
And well, I mean, look at the money that Pelosi got. We're over what, $300 million? And they only get 100, maybe I think she gets $200 and some $1,000 a year. I don't know how that equates into $300 million, because she would have had to have been there about 600 years to get that kind of money.
Right. Unreal.
Maybe she's one of the ones, the 300-year-old that's getting all that money from Social Security.
Yeah. And now Pam Bondi, speaking of that, Pam Bondi, our new Attorney General, has gone after AOC. Don Patoki just put this in the chat, that AOC is saying it's unconstitutional. That's because she's having a chance that she may go to jail herself. What has AOC done? What has AOC done? She has gone and put up information telling illegal aliens to come to her, and she will teach them what they need to know to be able to stay in this country.
Which is impeding justice.
Yes, exactly.
It's a crime.
Yeah. What she's doing is unconstitutional herself. They need to arrest her and put her out of her misery. They need to arrest her and put her in jail.
Yes.
And then...
Look at,
go ahead.
Look what, was it Ship and Waters there?
Yeah.
That were out in front, and I mean, those are threats that they were putting out.
Yeah. They said they were...
Why is nobody going after them for that?
They need to.
Last I knew, you were, threatening people was against the law.
Yeah. Schiff was doing it. McConnell also did it. He did it in the corridor to the Senate. Yeah. McConnell did it in the corridor to the Senate. Schumer was smart enough to go outside on the street and rally up a crowd, get a bunch of people mad out on the street, and threaten physical violence. He said violence.
Pelosi did it.
Yeah.
So where's the justice? I mean, there's a two-tier justice system. One for thee, but not for me.
Yeah.
And that's what's got to go. That all needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is here. The elites can do what they want, politicians. And it doesn't matter if it's against the law, because nothing's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
If you spit on a sidewalk, you're going to jail.
Then they have to come after me because I spit on a lot of sidewalks.
Yeah, me too.
But AOC needs to go to jail. Maxine Waters needs to go to jail. Pocahontas needs to be able to go to jail. Pelosi, Schumer, McConnell, and Schiff especially. Especially. Yeah. Heck, he was a congressman. He was censured in Congress because of the same things he's now doing in the Senate. The exact same things he was doing in the Senate.
That was the woman from Hawaii there.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a loudmouth.
Yeah,
She's like Maxine Waters, but worse.
yeah. She's bad. She's
Yeah,
really
she's
bad.
bad. I forget what her name is. Ono or something?
Something like that, yeah. Haruno.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But she's crazy. That woman is nuts.
they're all crazy. Every last one of them. But they've got away with this, and they just think it can continue for the rest of their lives. They can do whatever they want and get away with it.
And the worst part is that you can look at them while they're saying these things,
Yeah.
and you can see the pure evil in them.
It's crazy.
It is. So what can we do? So we got to just keep pushing along and hope that things get better. Stand for something or live for nothing. It's that simple.
Yeah, I totally agree. We have to. Hey, Dave, it's been fun. It's been real. I'm gonna get out of here. Let you have a good night as well. But I've got to get down and help my wife with some things with our dogs. But we'll take this up again next week. I know you won't be there, but Dave will be, or not Dave. I mean Barry will be. And we'll catch up with you when you get back home.
Yeah. Did you get some snow yet?
Yes, it started snowing earlier this afternoon, about 2:30.
Well, that's good. I'm happy for your wife. I hope you get about a foot of it.
Yeah, the forecast said we might get an inch or two. I'm hoping 2 or more. You know?
We got another 5 or 6 last night, so
Yeah.
we got lots of snow. Like I said, if I could ship it to you, I would.
Carol would love it.
Yeah, I know.
Carol would love it. She loves that stuff. Anyway, guys, I don't see any other questions coming in here in the chat for Dave. But Dave, I appreciate having you on. I can't wait to do this even more.
Not a problem. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Take care, Dave. God bless.
You too. God
See you
bless.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, that was Dave Delisle from Ontario, Canada. He's a great man. We had Barry Prince from Terrace, Vancouver, Canada as well. Great man. Great man. I'm hoping to have more people here as well. I'd like to get Arnold in here. I would like to get Richard in here. I'd like to get a bunch of people in here. I want to see everybody have a chance to talk about what's going on in your lives, in your neck of the woods in Canada. We have enough people here from Canada that I think it would be well worth it to have people here to talk about it. I want people to know what's going on. If I can be that leg up for everybody to know what's going on, I'm going to do it. Okay? But I appreciate Dave and Barry from taking out of their time and effort to be here with our program. I want to thank everybody else who's also been here as well. Thank you all. God bless you. God bless you guys. We will be back on the air tonight or tomorrow morning if anything else happens, as soon as the information becomes available. I'm going to talk to Richard, I'm going to talk to Arnold, and I'm going to talk to Catherine Sigerson from Manitoba, Canada, and see if we can get you guys on the air. It would be awesome. It would be totally awesome. Guys, I love it, each and every one of you. Like I said, if anything else happens tonight or in the morning, we will be back here on the air to talk about it as soon as the information becomes available. Until then, God bless you. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side, everybody. We love and care about you. Thank you all for being here with us. God bless you. Have fun. Enjoy. Take care, everybody.